Hello, friends. In this magical episode of Experience Exchange, we finally have Meg from Moonchild Crystal Shop. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for finally agreeing. I was an annoying little pest every time you were working. I was like, hi, are you ready?
I know, I was very nervous. I'm sorry, I'm not used to talking about myself like this.
We're going to have a full 45 minutes just dedicated to how fabulous you are.
Oh, thanks.
But special shout out to Jamie, who was brave, was the first one from Moonchild to be on Experience Exchange. And
She's the reason that I'm here, probably.
what did you think of her episode?
Oh, it was so amazing. I got to listen to it on the way home, and I just absolutely loved it, and it gave me enough confidence to come and do this with you.
Yes. So Moonchild Crystal Shop is just 2 doors down from our studio, and the first time I went in, I was just amazed by the amount of like crystals and goodies you have. A lot of stores are like just like a few crystals, but you're like 95% crystals.
Yes, I have a shopping problem.
But what I loved about your store, and the first thing that like caught my eye, one, the warm energy of everybody there. 2, the fact that Jamie has an astrology board. I was like, who is this queen? And that's how that friendship started. And then 3, that you have crystals of various like shapes and sizes. And it's like, wow, you have like the big daddy crystals that are like larger. And I was like, I love to see that.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I have something for everybody. So I have crystals that are $1, and then I have crystals that are $4,444. You know, I want to make sure that there's something for everybody there.
Yeah, and you have 2 locations. You have one in Merced and one in Turlock. Congratulations on expanding.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really exciting. We just opened February of this year in Turlock.
And how long has the Merced store been around?
We just hit 4 years on November 1st.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that. So this has been a 4-year journey for you.
Yes.
So what made you, 1, want to learn about crystals, and then from there 2, open a shop? Because unless we have very special moms, most of us don't grow up with a mom being like, amethyst is good for clarity, blah, blah, blah.
And I didn't have that either.
Yeah.
But what I did have was an amazing grandmother. And I would go to her house all the time. And there was these houses across the street with these little old ladies there. And every weekend they would have a yard sale. And they would always have little crystals or like seashell necklaces. And I think that that's really what started my obsession with crystals and shells. I really do. I think that's where it all started. I mean, it really brings me back to how close I was with my grandmother, you know?
I love that. So you have like this connection to your grandmother through like the crystals. Oh, yeah. That's so beautiful. Do you remember like what the most common type of like crystal was, or the first crystal that you bought at this like yard sale?
You know what? I don't remember what my first crystal was. I remember there being a lot of different little rocks sitting on the table, and they were pretty, and it was like I was so drawn to them. They were so magical to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they were like $0.25, you know, or whatever. So my grandma would let me pick whichever ones I wanted, and I felt like I was winning the lottery that day. Like I had so many magical things in my possession at that time.
That's so cute. Did you collect like as a kid and then stop as a teenager, or you just have collected your whole life?
So, yes and no. So I would always be drawn to seashells, and really, you know what? I think my first crystal was probably amethyst, to be honest, because now that I think back, I'm like, everywhere I went, wherever there was amethyst, I was very drawn to that. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think I started like that, and I don't know that I actually ever went to crystal shops per se when I was younger, but I remember like when we would be on the beach, I would collect seashells and rocks. I did not get in the water. The water was not for me. I love looking at the water. Yeah. I love, you know, hearing the water, but as far as being in the water, no, not so much. But I did love picking up all the rocks and seashells. That was my favorite part. That's still my favorite part. Still.
Yeah. I was the same way as a kid. I would love looking and collecting like seashells, sand dollars. Side tangent. One time when I was a kid, I picked up a live clam and I didn't realize it. I just thought it was like two shells fused together. And we were on a road trip and my parents are like, what is that smell? We had to throw the clam out the window. Yeah, that was, oh my God, memory unlocked.
Yeah, how funny. I love that.
So when you had like a more traditional career path and then, that career path ended.
Yeah.
So then what made you think like my love for crystals is as strong? Like I want to open up a crystal shop.
Okay. So for those that don't know, I was a correctional officer for 15 years prior to this. And oh gosh, it's so sad to talk about, but I really did. Like I lost all my sympathy. I lost all my empathy. I was in a really dark place when I was there. And, it was, I was still a weirdo. Like I still carried a worry stone in my pocket and essential oils in my pocket.
You never lost that.
Yeah, I never did. But yeah, I was not a good version of myself. My life kind of exploded. That's a story for another time, but my life kind of exploded. And I'll be honest, I'm so thankful that it did because I would have stayed there till I was 50. I'm 42 and rebelling all the way, by the way.
Nice.
Hence the pink hair in my 40s. But yeah, I would have, I was so comfortable being miserable that I would have stayed there forever had the universe not stepped in and said, this is no longer your path. So during that time, I went and worked for my stepmom for just a little while and as a paralegal. And that was not for me either. It was family law. So,
God.
It was hard, like you're dealing with custody issues and divorce and it's just not people's best days. And so, I didn't particularly enjoy that either. And during that time, I had started selling crystals on Facebook.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so I would do Facebook Lives. That's going to be one of my goals for next year is to get back to doing my lives.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's exhausting, but I'm going to do it. And so that's where I started. And I was like, okay.
You picked up some traction.
Yeah.
Some good followers.
I mean, it was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed doing it. And so one day I decided I want to be my own boss. I'm tired of listening to these other motherfuckers tell me what to do.
Hell
I'm so done.
Hell yeah.
So done. And I was just ready to be my own boss.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I've never been great with authority anyways. I'm very blunt and outspoken. And in law enforcement, if you're a dude, that's fine. If you have a vagina, not so much.
Yeah.
And so, I was never their favorite person because I always told them exactly what I thought. If they were wrong, I would tell them, you're wrong. And I learned the policy. And, so I was always going against the grain, I guess. So I feel like once that ended and I was able to actually be my own boss, I'm never going back to the real world. You know what I mean? Like this is my happy place.
Yeah. For the record, you're one of my favorite people. So.
You're one of my favorite people too.
They can get lost, but yeah. There is nothing like a good ego death, complete transformation tower moment to realize that redirection really was protection and alignment for your soul.
I know.
And now you're living your best life.
I know. I really am. And I've never been happier in my whole life. And I have learned to love again. Not to say that I didn't love people in my life, obviously. My husband, my kids, my family,
All your pets.
Yeah, all my pets.
She, just to do a side tangent, has like a whole farm situation.
I do.
Has a lot of dogs. Do you have cats?
We have 3 cats.
Cats, pigs.
10 pigs.
Do you have chickens?
Mini pigs. Yeah, we probably have like 30 chickens.
Yeah.
A horse, a donkey, 10 baby doll sheep.
Oh I love that.
You should come out.
Yeah.
You should come and hang out.
I need to go to the park one day.
Come play with all the animals.
Yes. But in any space, you can get burnt out, whether, you're in law enforcement, whether you're in customer service, whether you're a spiritual practitioner,
sure.
It is so real. So I'm so happy that you are finally aligned and living your best life.
Thank you. Me too.
Yes. And then with Moonchild Crystal Shop, I know that one of the things that is important is quality. And y'all have won best jeweler in Merced County. How many?
I know.
What year? How many times?
This year? No, I don't know. It was so wild. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm so thankful. But yeah, my jeweler is amazing. Mm-hmm. So just for reference, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a year, my jeweler comes out. Nugent Jewelry, shout out to them. They are everything. I love them so much. And they have their jewelry. Well, if you can't tell, I'm obsessed. Mm-hmm. And their jewelry is just so amazing. And so it was, do you want to hear how this even happened, my relationship with them? It's so wild.
We do. Yeah.
So this is totally random, but back in 2016, I think, so a long time ago, I got involved in direct sales. And my first time ever. It was wild. It was, I was with this company called Tyra Beauty, and it was Tyra Banks.
I was going to say Tyra Banks.
Yeah. So it was, Tyra Banks. Actually, I have to tell you this. I really do think that is one of the reasons why I'm here today.
Shout out Tyra Banks.
Yeah, shout out Tyra Banks. So this was the first time that I ever got the feeling of being my own boss. So I wasn't my own boss, because if you've done direct sales, there's a whole thing, but that's the first time that I ever felt powerful as my own boss. And so I think I was wildly successful in that business, working full-time on graveyards as a correctional officer, doing this part-time. And I got #1 in sales in the whole country. I got to meet Tyra Banks.
Look at you.
Yeah, wild. I'll show you pictures. Yeah, so I got to meet her several times. I got to go on all these free trips. I didn't know what I was doing, and I think that's why I was so successful, because I had no glass ceiling. Mm-hmm. I was just oh yeah, I could do this. So I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and it was insane, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my first taste of freedom. And there was this lady that worked, she was Tyra's right hand, and me and her became really good friends. And so when Tyra Beauty ended, which was devastating, but whatever, it's all part of the path, right? So when she stopped her business, me and this lady, we had not talked in a few years. And I saw her on Instagram, and I reached out to her, and I was like, hey, how are you? And she's like, oh, good. What are you doing these days? And I said, oh, I'm opening a crystal shop. Well, her boyfriend at the time was involved with Nugent, and his space, how do I say that? His region, I guess, that he went to was California. And I was like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah.
And so she set up for us to meet, and he came out, and that's been our relationship. It's just weird how it all ties in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So anyways, that was a random tangent, but
love it. We love the story time. More, please. Yes.
So when Nugent comes out, I call him my jewelry guy, Matt. He comes in, it looks like a drug deal. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The guy walks in with 5 or 6 huge suitcases, and they're filled with jewelry. And I get to handpick literally every single piece of jewelry that we have.
Wow.
So it takes hours. But it's one of my favorite things, because I am obsessed with their jewelry. So yeah, I don't know how a crystal shop got #1 jeweler in Merced, but I'm very thankful. So thank you to whoever voted for that.
Honestly, it was probably Jamie, because every time you go in and she's talking about jewelry, she's like, I swim with this bad boy every day, and it doesn't turn green.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shower with it on, sleep with it on. Never comes off. Yep.
There are some crystals that you should not submerge in water.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll tell you that at checkout.
Yes,
and I'm sure, yeah. But anyway, yeah, if they can tolerate water and all of that, they won't turn green, which I love. With jewelry, I have such trust issues because it's like I want to buy a nice piece, but I don't want it to turn.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And we offer a lifetime warranty. So, like, let's say, I don't know if you can see this beautiful moonstone ring right here, but let's say that your stone falls out or your band breaks, you bring it back and we get it replaced for you. So, I feel like that's very special. And I feel like not very many companies would offer something like that. So I feel very blessed that I get to, because I feel like you're really getting quality jewelry. And you know, my jewelry people, Nugent, like, they're backing that. And I just think that that's amazing.
I love that. Yeah.
To be that confident in your product. Like, I feel like that's pretty special.
Yeah. And during the holiday season, like when I was shopping, I knew like, this is not going to backfire on me. They're not going to be like, what is this cheap piece of crap?
Exactly. You know, you're getting quality.
Yeah. Exactly. So speaking of quality, when people are shopping for crystals, like there's a lot of fakes out there, because ever since like crystals have rose in popularity, people want like a piece of the pie, and they will take shortcuts, and there are a lot of fake crystals out there. So when you're shopping, can you tell what's real and what's not?
So the first step would be to get in your car and drive to Moonchild, because we won't sell you fake crystals. And if we have anything that's man-made or dyed, it clearly states that on there. So I feel like that's really important. But typically, like, you can tell by how cold it is. You can tell how you react to it. I feel like, side note, kids, they're really drawn to crystals because of the energies. And I feel like some adults, so I don't freak out when people, this is so random, I'm sorry. I don't freak out when people bring their kids in and they want to touch. I know parents freak out, but I don't, because trust me, I've broken more shit than all of my customers combined over the years, I can assure you. But they're really drawn to the energy. And when you see a kid come in and they're like, oh, I want to touch everything, I'm like, yes, I know, right? Like, I just love it. But anyway, so if you have kids, so you're worried about bringing them in, bring them in. We love having kids in there. We love it. But so the energy, like, I feel like you can definitely feel, if you get something that is like an insane color, like hot pink. Now, don't get me wrong. We have cobalto calcite. That's hot pink. That's real. But there are going to be like certain colors that are like, there's just no way that's real, you know? So if you get a citrine that is like super orangey or just orangey / like really dark yellow, it's probably heat treated amethyst. So you just need to make sure that wherever you're getting your crystals, whoever is working there or owns that place, that they're very transparent. I feel like that's the most important thing, is you have to find somebody you trust, in my opinion.
So I am actually wearing, I think, one of the first bracelets that I ever bought from you. So this is a jade rose quartz combo, and the rose quartz is like a super pale pink. And I also knew about the temperature trick. So before I knew you, I did the same thing. I grabbed it. One, I loved it. I was immediately drawn to it. But two, like, it was cold because it was just hanging. And then as soon as I put it in my hand for a little bit, it started warming up. So I was like, oh, this is legit.
This is green aventurine, not jade.
Sorry, green aventurine. Yeah. I love that you know and remember. Yes. Green aventurine and rose quartz.
Yes. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. The crystal expert here. Yes. Yeah. So I love going in there. And you also make candles.
I do,
which is lovely. Yes. So you can also find other things there. There was this like beautiful holiday candle with like amethyst Christmas trees, and I took it to a white elephant, and it was a hit. Everyone took the candle and was like passing it around to sniff.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, they're very gorgeously scented.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fails. I learned how to do that just because I needed all natural, non-toxic wooden wicks, coconut wax candles, and I couldn't find that anywhere. So I had to create it myself.
I love that.
It's been a long process. There's been a lot of fails. A lot.
It seems like you're a problem solver. You're like, it's not gonna stand in my way. I'm just gonna learn how to do it.
You got to. I'm a hustler. I've always been a hustler. So you gotta figure it out as you go. Not everything's gonna work out how you want it to every time. So you have to pivot, and you just got to.
Speaking of being flexible, so we are in not only a college town, but we're in a university town. UC Merced has PhD research happening. How has the scientific community taken you? Have they come and been like, this is all fake, or have they embraced you and you've had good conversations around just rocks and stones and stuff?
Yeah, I love when I get to nerd out on stuff.
Yeah.
So when people come in and they want to talk about maybe not just the healing properties, but the scientific things, I love that. So, and we also offer a 10% discount for our UC students too.
Ooh.
Yeah, veterans also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I love it. They come in and we get to have these deep conversations, and they've been amazing. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we have a lot of traveling scientists to the area. Do they ever stop by and also look at stuff, or is it mainly UC Merced students?
I don't know that I've ever had somebody come in and say they were a traveling scientist. So I'm not sure. If you come in and you're a traveling scientist, let me know. And Jamie will tell people that I am a scientist. I am not a scientist. I am not a scientist. I literally have a high school diploma. That's it. I am not a scientist. Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody, Jamie tells everybody I'm a scientist.
It's because you're hella intelligent.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, but I'm not a scientist.
And also common sense is not common, but you can put the pieces together. Yeah. That's really what's helped you be successful in your life. Yeah. From Tyra Banks Beauty to your endeavors now. So yeah. What would you say is your favorite crystal? There are so many to love, but what would you say are your top 3?
Okay, my all-time favorite is going to be labradorite. So labradorite, I'm not sure how far this will go, but if you can see this, it has this amazing flash on it. Actually, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lab rings on right now. It's my absolute favorite. So lab is good for stress, anxiety, depression, protection, and it's also the stone of transformation. So it lends strength and perseverance during change. And I just think it's so magical. You can look at it from one angle and it just looks like a gray rock. And then you just shift and it's this rainbow of color, and it's so magical. And I just feel like that's life. You have to change your perspective sometimes, right? You're looking at something and it's this plain, boring thing, and you step a little bit to your right and it's pure magic. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. So 4 labradorite rings. Yeah. You're very protected, but you're also very protected with all the rocks you have. If you have to throw hands, that's going to hurt. You have extra weight.
That's right.
I've seen this meme go around that's any crystal is a protection crystal if you throw it hard enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Yep, absolutely.
So then what are your second and third favorite crystals?
Okay, so I know it's going to sound basic, but I'm going to have to say amethyst is going to be my second favorite. There are so many colors of amethyst. I don't think people realize.
I just know the purple one.
Yeah, so the purple's beautiful, but there's black galaxy amethyst, and it's super sparkly and beautiful. There's gray stalactite amethyst. Yeah, so there's so many, and the properties are it's the all healer. You can't go wrong with amethyst. I don't care how basic it is. You cannot go wrong with amethyst. It's also great for stress, anxiety. Notice how I wear a lot of stuff for stress. I like a lot of stuff for stress and anxiety. Stress, anxiety, protection, sleep.
Ooh, nice.
It's a very powerful sleep aid. It helps battle addiction.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a really great stone. And then I'd have to say my third favorite. I'm really drawn to pink amethyst right now too. Yeah, but I think it's not so much about the properties and because it's pink and sparkly maybe. I really love it though. It's so beautiful.
I've seen one of the theories as to why we as humans just love shiny things is because Yes, me too. It's because it reminds us of water. Like our brain, like, caveman days was trained to try to find anything shiny because that was a water source.
Interesting.
And we just kept that. And now we like diamonds and sequins and shiny crystals and all of these things.
I love things that sparkle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. All right. Well, I am excited to talk more about all things crystals and Moonchild Crystal Shop right after this break.
Hi, this is Jamie from Jamie's Reading Rainbow. Do you want to know what your aura is? Do you even have any aura? Do you just want to do an energy check to see if you have any imbalances in your chakra system? Book your appointment with me and read your energy in real time. Also, did you know that I can do cat and dog readings as well? Catch me at Moonchild, or you can DM me on Instagram, or you can email me at discoveryourrainbow@gmail.com. My Instagram is at JamieLynnSQ. And of course, you can always catch me at Moonchild.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So I got too excited and I just jumped right into the crystals, into the crystal ball pit. But we didn't talk about how we met. And actually, you met David first.
Right.
So I remember that he went to Cigar Monkey for, I don't remember what, if it was like a tasting event or something, but he went in and he was immediately drawn to your hair. He's like, oh, this person is fucking cool. And you two started talking. What was your first impression of David?
Oh, he's so nice. Like, what else? Like, he's so nice. He has such a great aura. He has such great energy.
Yeah, yeah. And he came home. He's like, I met this person. She has pink hair. She has a pig. She owns a crystal shop across the way. I'm like, what in the fever dream is happening here? Yeah. So when you think of a typical cigar lounge, you just think like dudes probably like that like motorcycles or are like veterans or something, that they would not be okay with a girly pop like going into the cigar lounge. So how do they take to you?
Oh, they adopted me. Like, as soon as I started fixing up my space, they came over and they were like, hey, there's probably lead in that paint that you're scraping off. And I'm like, oh, well, I already scraped it off the last week, so I'm probably pretty screwed. And then we just kind of developed a friendship, and they adopted me. So I smoke cigarettes. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I smoke cigarettes.
It's your life. I don't judge you.
So I smoke cigarettes, so I would go over there, like, if it was super hot or if it's raining, super cold, and they would let me go in there and smoke my cigarettes while they all smoked their cigars. I love them. They protect us. Like, if something's wrong, like, any guys that are in there will... So, I mean, you do have, like, the guys with the motorcycles, and I love them. They just adopted me, and they're so good to me, and... I'm very thankful for my Cigar Monkey family. Yeah. Yeah,
the stereotype would be that they're just like, get lost. But they're more, it seems like a warm, embrhaing, like almost
really
uncle type energy. Yeah,
I love them so much. And then Janet, who's the owner, she's become my really good friend. Phil, who runs the place, he's such an amazing, they're all amazing human beings. And I feel very, very blessed that they, took me in, and I'm very fortunate. Yeah. I just love Canal Street, period. Yes.
Y'all, we're both on Canal Street, and I feel like the community is so tight. Like the barbershop across the way, shout out to Chris, who was on Mystic Maintenance like a few months ago. Yeah. And, we see each other across the street. Hey, what's up? And if it's like slow for walk-in readings, I'll just go over there, see who's there, and I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
It's awesome.
How do you feel being on Canal Street?
Oh my gosh, I feel so blessed. I really do. And I'll be completely honest with you, it was such a fluke that I ended up here. So I had almost signed a lease, literally the day I was signing a lease on a business on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so then I got a phone call that said, the air conditioner doesn't work. It's going to cost $10,000 to $20,000 to fix out of my pocket.
Out of your pocket?
Yeah, I ain't got that money. I'm opening a business. My money's all in the rocks. You know what I mean?
The quality rocks.
Yeah. And so this space that I'm in now, 1721 Canal, it had a thing in the window saying that it was available, and I had called that number several times, and they didn't think that they wanted to rent, and I stalked that motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. But I did call a lot. I did call a lot. Yeah, I was very persistent. And I was like, so that day when all that happened, I had messaged him, and I was like, why is it so hard to find? And I'll be honest, I would have taken any space. I wasn't necessarily like in my brain. I'm brand new. I've never had a business before. I wasn't thinking, oh, I have to be in downtown Merced. I would have taken anywhere. Like I searched and searched for probably 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was hard to find a space.
It's like, does no one want this money? Like,
I know, it was really difficult. So then that day, I had messaged the guy in charge, and I said, you know, why is it so hard? Like, I don't understand. He's like, let me talk to the owners again. Because at that time, they were thinking about selling the building. Oh. So they didn't want to rent it. And so he got a hold of them again, and they said, okay, let her. Like, damn, she won't leave us alone, probably, you know? And yeah, that's how I ended up there. And I'm so thankful because I'm so thankful I ended up in downtown Merced. Because I really could have ended up anywhere. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I had no idea, you know? So I'm very grateful where I ended up.
What's the vibe difference between like the Merced store and the Turlock store? In case people are like, I don't know which location to visit. The correct answer, visit both. But if they only have time for one.
So Merced is all Moonchild Crystal Shop. Merced is home. Merced's my baby. Oh. You know what I mean? Merced's my baby. It was my first shop. Turlock is amazing though. And it is a totally different vibe. So, you remember Modern Living that was next door to you. So Anthony, me and Anthony, the owner of Modern Living, we went in together and went to Turlock. So when you walk in, to the right is crystals, to the left is vintage stuff, and then in the back is like 10,000 records.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty awesome. It has a good vibe there too, you know? So, so if you're into vintage stuff and records and rocks, I mean, we're a one-stop shop in Turlock.
That's like the dream.
Yeah,
like,
it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah. Vintage, like antiquing or like thrifting, and then rocks, and then records. Like,
yeah, right?
Such a fun day.
It's such a vibe. Yeah, like, it's very eclectic, you know, but I love it. I love it there. It's fun.
And then within Moonchild Crystal Shop, you have obviously Jamie's Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
That does aura readings.
Yes.
And then you also have a therapist, correct?
Yes, I do.
Which is amazing. I love that.
I know. It's you know, we're a healing center, right?
Total healing center.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you haven't seen Jamie for her aura readings, you are missing out. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you better schedule an appointment with her, because if you haven't met Jamie, she is such a magical human being, right? Like, she's one of the best humans you will ever meet, and she's just so magical. I love her very much. So and then we have a therapist. Her name is Sharon. She's amazing as well. I have such an amazing group of people in my shop. I really do. Yeah.
I was reflecting on this yesterday as I was driving from San Francisco to Merced, and it's like the beginning of my life, I didn't have a lot of love surrounding me, but like the older I get and like, you know, the more I find like people that are my vibe, like the more love that I'm surrounded with. And I feel so thankful that like the love and positivity outweighs like any like haters or backstabbers that I run into. Like, I don't know if you also feel that, like, as you get older and more aligned, like you just keep attracting like such genuine souls that want like nothing but the best for you.
Oh, I want that for you. Sorry.
Oh, what touched you about? I was not expecting this reaction, but what touched you about that? Now I'm crying.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I love that we're having a moment. What touched you about that? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, when you said that, you know, you didn't feel like you were surrounded by love, and I always want you to feel like you're surrounded by love. We want to make sure that you're always surrounded by love. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like, not to make this about myself because this is your episode, but I guess like for context, I grew up in LA. you know, it was kind of like, it was rough. It was the hood. I was always like a chubby kid. Like, kids always made fun of me. But now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I think you're so fucking amazing. From the second I met you, I just thought that you were just so powerful and so magical, and you have the best vibes.
Aww.
And I'm very thankful for you.
Yeah, I'm thankful for you too. I also had to have like a similar sort of like ego death where it's like I keep attracting the wrong people. Like, something needs to change, because eventually, like, it is you. And I really took that time to like take accountability. And once I like started my healing journey, that's when like David came into my life and like gave me a lot of that love. But like, external love alone can't sustain you. Like, you also have to have that like accountability and transformation. So like with David's love, which we just celebrated 10 years not that long ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So like with that in conjunction with also like me taking accountability and being like, I also have to love myself, that's when like everything changed.
Yes.
You have to change internally. Like, know thyself, conquer thyself, and then everything will change. Which I know, like, to some people can sound like a very privileged take, but it's like, no matter where you are, even like socioeconomically, like in the world, like I genuinely believe that like if you have that confidence and you build that self-love, then you're gonna stop accepting less. And yeah, it's weird that I was like reflecting on this yesterday when I was driving, and I was like, yeah, ever since I had that like redirection and that level up, I've just met nothing but kind people, and the one or two haters can get bent, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and actually moving to Merced, like the more north I go, which is probably in line with like my astrocartography and David's astrocartography, which is your birth chart on a map, and the earth has different energies for everybody, but yeah, the more in alignment I get with people. So
how special. And I always say too, like, you know, people come in and they want rose quartz for love, and I said, okay, but the number one powerful thing about rose quartz isn't for love, it's for self-love. You have to love yourself first. You have to. And it takes some people a long time to get there, but it's so rewarding once you do. It really is.
Yeah, because then nothing can shake you. Like, you know, people can leave you, break up with you, backstab you, but you know, like, I'm still worthy as a human, like, no matter my shape. Like, that was one of the biggest things that I've had to conquer recently, was I had to have, like, radical acceptance at my largest. So I've lost 50 pounds, but
congratulations. But bitch, you're fucking beautiful.
Yeah, even at 300 and something, I had to be like, fuck it, I am who I am. Like, I can't change it, and I can't just like hide. That's why our podcast actually started as audio only, because I was still kind of like grappling with that shame, and eventually I was like, fuck it, I know what I have to offer at this point. And that's when like everything unlocked. And then, you know, through that self-love, like once I started viewing like I want to prioritize myself and my health, that's when I was able to like lose the weight, not out of a place of shame, but a place of joy.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry, not to
I love that.
But
I love it.
These are the types of conversations that we will have sometimes when we walk into the store. I'm like, how are you doing? And sometimes it's like fun stuff like the pig and the dogs, and sometimes it's like, bitch, let me tell you about my day.
That is so true. That is so true. You never know what you're gonna get. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I do know it's always gonna be authenticity.
That is true.
Yes.
That you will always get.
Yeah.
We have to take a lot of accountability in that shop to keep the good vibes, you know? Like, when I walk in and I'm being a bitch or I'm in a grouchy mood, and that does happen. Like, I'm not always happy and smiling. Like, I gotta cleanse myself. I have to, you know, I have to admit to myself, oh, you're being yucky today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, we really do try to, like, keep everything clean and you know, keep the energy flowing and going good. And, you know, we want people to come in and feel good, because I love that we get happy people in, but sometimes people come in when they're having a hard time. So we want to be able to, you know, offer that peace and that love and that tranquility. And so we have to take accountability for ourselves a lot of times. Like, oh, you got some stanky energy. You better clean that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, well, y'all are always burning, like, some herbs or a candle or something. Like, there's always good vibes in there. And it's like, just by walking through there, like, you're going to leave a little bit better.
And that's our goal, you know? We really want people to leave happier than when they came in, or we want them to feel more loved than they did when they came in. I mean, that's the whole point. Like, it's all about love and good energy, and just we have to fight for that for ourselves sometimes, but we try really hard to make sure that we can give that good energy out.
Yeah. And speaking of love, sometimes we do have shop familiars at your shop. So, sometimes you bring like a piglet. Sometimes it's Jamie's dog. Sometimes it's your dog.
Yeah, we're totally pet friendly in case anybody's wondering. We have dog treats that we like handing out. So if you're ever like, oh, I can't go in there because I have my dog. Yes, you fucking can. Bring your dog in.
Bring your dog. Bring your kids.
Yeah, bring your cat. I don't care. Bring whatever you want. I bring my pigs. So literally you'll walk into my shop and there will be a mini pig there. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Some of your pigs are named after stones. Like, you have a pig named Amethyst,
yes,
correct?
Amethyst is my first baby. She's so beautiful. I love her so much. I have Amethyst, Opal, Topaz, Tanzanite, and Max Malachite.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
They're my little babies.
Would you recommend like crystal jewelry for like a collar for animals? Like, can animals also benefit from crystals?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Jamie's the one that gave me that idea, because you should see her dogs come in there. Nakia's magical, dude. She picks out which crystals she wants, and they have a little cage that they put on her collar, and it has a stone in there. So definitely. That's actually something we should work on this year, I think.
Yeah, creating more like pet jewelry.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think people would love that. That would be such
a good idea. Yeah.
What do you think are stones that would be the most pet friendly? Like, that are water resistant, obviously, because they don't know. Like, keep it dry. They don't know.
Yeah.
Would work with their energy. Their energy is a lot more simple. They don't have they don't really have agendas.
Right. Yeah. And Jamie can actually read your dog or cat's aura as well.
Yes, she
at
can.
Jamie's Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
So you should do that.
Yes.
I would say amethyst, howlite. Both of those are super calming. So like if you have a pet that's maybe stressed, like it's anxiety,
anxious,
separation, or separation anxiety.
I knew what you meant.
Like, those stones would be really good, and it's okay if you get them wet. It's not going to affect the stone. Now, if amethyst is out in the sun for long periods of time, it can fade, but you're still getting the properties. So, I mean, I don't really feel like it's like you're probably going to put a tumble in there. So I don't think you'll be too sad if it fades. It still has the properties. And it probably won't. I'm just saying it could,
Yeah. And what are your thoughts around like charging or cleansing your crystals in moonlights, like under certain like full moons?
Yeah, you'd have to do it under a full moon. I mean, okay, I'm obsessed with the moon.
Yeah.
So the full moon is the perfect time to cleanse your crystals. And so I put all mine out for the full moon. I bring it back in the morning before the sun rises. But, not everybody can get out there on time. I also, for my room sprays, you make moon water to use for my moon sprays. Yeah, so I love the moon. I feel like the moon is such a gift.
Everything at your shop is like handpicked with intention, or if it's made with intention.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, by you or a local artist. Because I've also seen high witchery stuff there.
Yes,
so,
we have a lot of amazing local artists. We try to support local whenever we can, for sure.
Yeah. Quality.
Yes,
with
absolutely.
Yes.
That's so important.
Yeah. So I know that you mentioned a few goals for 2026. So going live more on like Facebook and Instagram, the pet jewelry. What other goals or what do you see for Moonchild Crystal Shop in 2026?
Gosh, you know what? I don't know. I'm trying to get through 2025 still.
Still processing.
This has been a rough year, you guys, and I'm trying to just survive this year, and then I think that we can make the appropriate goals for 2026.
Well, you know, starting off with those two is great because it's like you can focus on just like a few things. Keep it realistic.
Yeah, I mean, the going live thing is extremely, it's a lot. So
It is
that
a lot.
in itself is going to take energy. Yeah. I guess keep knocking out the candles and we're just trying to survive. I don't know.
So speaking of the internet, if someone doesn't live in like Merced, Turlock area, can they still shop online?
Oh, absolutely. We ship all over the country. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I know you said you have some loyal people from out of state, right?
I do, yeah. I literally ship all over the country. I have the best customers.
Or let's say you are in Merced, but your loved one is like, your bestie is somewhere else. You could also just ship it. Like, someone can hand pick it and then just tell you where they need to ship.
Yep, we do that a lot as well. Yes, we do.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the magic that is Moonchild Crystal Shop, definitely go in. What are the addresses for Merced and Turlock?
Merced is 1721 Canal Street, and Turlock is 227 East Main Street.
And the hours are
10 to 6 every day, and the only difference is in Turlock, Sundays are 10 to 4.
Okay. Nice. Well, thank you so much for finally coming on. I'm happy that we captured the magic of our typical conversation.
Really.
Yeah. And definitely go check out Moonchild Crystal Shop, pick up a nice crystal or rock, and then go visit Jamie.
Go visit Jamie. She's magical. You will not regret it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
bye.